Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. Good morning, Deshaun. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I am
Yeah,
good.
great. Thank you so very much for joining us. It's Ann McNeil, and I am safely parking. So just give us just a moment. We're letting some additional people in, and then we're going to go ahead and start. Let me park my car, take my seatbelt off, and give me 1 second. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to thank everybody. Michelle, if you can help us go ahead and start. Um, let's see who else we have here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Ann McNeil, and we want to welcome everybody to the How to Start and Run a Successful Mastermind meeting. I like to start everything in regards to those meetings that I host with a word of silent meditation. For some, it may be a word of prayer. And whatever that means for you, we're going to bow and pray. Oh, Heavenly Father, we thank you and praise your holy name in all things. Thank you for your will and your way. In the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen. All right. So also we like to start with a introduction. And this is for those individuals who are interested in learning how to start and run a successful mastermind group. If you are here with questions, then this is the place for those questions. We host this call focused on the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and how to start and run a successful mastermind group. We also like to start with introductions. So if you can give us your 30-second commercial, I'll start with myself. Hi, my name is Ann McNeil, and I help individuals go to the next level with learning how to start and run a successful mastermind group for their business and their life. And I'm in Miami. So we're going to go ahead and ask each of you to please come on camera to introduce yourself and give us your 30-second commercial, who you are, who you serve, and where you're calling in from. So Deshaun, if you start first, then we'll go to Joan, and then Lakeisha, and then Laverne. So if you could start, if you can, come on camera and share. Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me? Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Darshane Kendrick, and I am a corporate attorney. So I have a law firm that guides funders and founders through the capital raising and mergers and acquisitions process. I'm actually on my starting my second mastermind group, but I am a lifelong learner, so I never think that I have to stop learning. So thanks for having me.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us. All right, Joan.
Good morning, everyone. Joan Grosgenois Thomas. I'm calling from Port Chester, New York, which is in Westchester County, just north of New York City. I'm a communications consultant. I am a community connector, a public speaker, an activist, and I'm sorry, what was the other thing I was supposed to say?
I think you got them all. Yeah, I think you got them all.
I
Thank you.
think so. I do a lot, and I'm on my second, third chapter, and I'm anxious to do more.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. And Michelle, if you can make, okay, Beatrice co-host so she can go to the next group if you choose to do that. Beatrice, we're just introducing ourselves as a part of how to start and run a successful mastermind group. Okay, this next person we have, Lakeisha. If you want to give us your 30-second commercial. If you're able to. All right, maybe she's not able to. Now, did I miss anybody that would like to share? All right, I think we got everybody. If you're still here and you should be in the next group, you can, Michelle's going to make you a co-host so you can move yourself.
I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out how to unmute. I'm Lakeisha Dansby. Am I on video? I can't even tell. But I'm calling from Southfield, Michigan, which is a Detroit suburb. Um, I'm actually a real estate agent, just full-time, effective Monday. I quit my job. I was working for the
Oh,
state of Michigan. And not only that, I want to start group homes. So I have like 15 beds I'm trying to fill. So I'm going through a huge transition and I need to broaden my network and find like-minded people who can help encourage me and I can do the same for them. So thank you.
awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so very much for joining. And if we have anybody else that would like to share, and this is a very short call, I'm going to ask Michelle if you can please, Doretha, Beatrice, and anybody else who wants to go to the breakout for the planning, if we can make them co-hosts so they can go to the breakout. Thank you. All right. So this is an
I'm so sorry,
opportunity.
Anne. Hold on a second. It sent me to the breakout and sent me back to the main room.
Okay. Michelle, if you can make Beatrice and Doretha a co-host so they can go to the breakout would be great. And just to explain what we're sharing here, we have an International Mastermind Association, which is a not-for-profit organization, and we host an annual meeting for your life for masterminders. It's not a conference, it's a meeting. We'll put the details in the chat in the event that any of you want to join us. And so we have a planning committee that's going on at the same time that this call is going on, and it's a breakout. And so those individuals that come here for the planning, they go to the breakout. And so I decided that since we're going to be on this call anyway, that I will commit to come on for maybe 10 or 15 minutes every Tuesday and avail myself to answer questions on how to start and run a successful mastermind group. Now, with that being said, a little bit about me and why we're here, and then I'll get to your questions. My name's Ann McNeil again. And I help elevate individuals to go to the next level in their business and their life with the Think and Grow Rich philosophy and a process that I've created on how to mastermind. Now, December 31st, 1979 at 9 p.m., December 31st, 1979, I picked up a copy of the book Think and Grow Rich and began to read the book. But as I began to read the book began to read me. Now, fast forward from that day to this day, I've been in that book every single week. Yes, since 1979. I've created 5 businesses from one page of the book since 1979. MCO Construction, which I'm the first Black female contractor in my state of Florida operating at the level that I do as a general contractor, focusing on billion-dollar programs, no longer million-dollar projects. I also own a consulting company that does outreach, monitoring, and compliance for public sector firms that work on public sector land. And then I also am the founder of Constructivist Speaking, where we speak to share to elevate brands, and the founder of the National Association for Black Women in Construction. And right now we're in about 22 cities across the US. And then this organization, which is also a not-for-profit called International Masterminders Association, where we help individuals learn to mastermind utilizing this process. It's not the only way. And I call it free family and friends mastermind groups. And so my desire is to take what I'm learning. I also host a mastermind group for over, 10 years now, for over 1,000 individuals as a board member of the National Speakers Association, and created what's called the $1 Million Mastermind group for Black NSA Mastermind. All right, now with that backstory, I realized that this process that I've created, this framework of masterminding, I've published 3 books on this, has helped thousands of individuals to have a better quality of life, but in every area of the life. And so with those thoughts in mind, just wanted to come on and open myself up to any questions that anybody have on how to start and run a successful mastermind group. And for those who are listening live or in the future and you have questions, you can text the number 59925 and just put the word "and" in the chat. The number again is 59925 and just put the word "and" in the chat. And so Joy, if you can go to the YouTube and put that there so we can make sure people who are on YouTube can have access to that information. Now, so I'll start over again, Ms. Kendricks, Joan, Lakeisha, and others. If you have any questions on how to start and run a successful mastermind group, I'm open. Now, Doretha, since you're still here, I'm not sure if you wanted to introduce yourself or if you have a question or you're here for support.
All three, and I'll introduce myself. I am co-owner of a home for living where we specialize in health and wellness for seniors. We specialize in the needs of veterans. And thank you for allowing me to share that. Michelle, can you send me over to the planning session, please? Thank you.
Yes, I will resend you over there. You're also a co-host.
Okay, thank you, Michelle.
All right, thank you so very much, Doretha. So coming back to the question, do we have any questions from those of you who are joining us for the first, second, or third time? Any questions about how to start and run a successful mastermind group?
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm on my second one, so I'm trying to learn from my first one. But how do you know when it's time to end the mastermind? Because some things are meant for a reason in the season, and you got to know the difference.
Okay, I think that's an excellent question. I wrote this book. It's called How to Start and Run a Successful Mastermind Group. And I'm just showing over my face the copy of the book, and there's also a workbook in that process. I think that for me, I just share my experience. There are many, 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 many types of mastermind groups. Some are for fee. This is not that. Some are free. And what I'm learning is that the best for me, for my life, the best mastermind groups that I've been involved in are the ones that are free, family and friends. And when you start a mastermind group, and that's why I wrote the book, there should be certain criteria that are set out in advance of starting the group. I encourage people to start with one person. That makes two, you and one other. You must be in total agreement on the third. The three of you must be in total agreement on the fourth, and so on. Now, so when it comes to knowing when it ends, I think that your gut tells you, let me say it again, your gut tells you when it's over, because you already know that certain things are, you're not progressing. There's very lack of accountability. People either don't show up, or when they do show up, they're not accountable. And so that is what I find is one of the ways that the universe, the spirit, your gut is telling you it's over. Now, you can choose to continue along that vein, or you can choose to maybe stop that one and maybe consider using our process and start over with some best practices. So I hope that's helpful.
I have a question.
Yes, it was. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And so thank you. I am absolutely totally new to this. So what would be
What's your name? First
it's
who am I
Joan.
speaking to? Your name?
Joan.
Okay, Joan, thank you. What's your question, please?
Yeah, so I missed last week's session, and so I'm totally new at this idea and concept of mastermind. Is it something that help me to understand what it's comprised of and what happens within a mastermind class?
Gladly, gladly, gladly. First of all, a mastermind group, in my opinion, again, everything I'm saying is based upon my experience. And you can ask somebody else and they can tell you something very different. Okay. So for me, a mastermind group is espoused in the book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I use that as a foundation. So if you have a copy, or if you want to go online, download a copy, or you can just Google Think and Grow Rich Mastermind, and the book, audio, videos, YouTube will come up. But basically, Napoleon Hill tells us that it's a coordination of effort of two or more individuals. Thank you, Deshaun, for putting that inside the chat. And also, Michelle, if you can also drop in the chat the Black NSA $1 Million Mastermind, where we're just starting next week and discussing this. I would encourage you also to consider joining us there. But just consider this. Let's say that you had a friend a really close friend. You knew each other for years, and you decided you wanted to be held accountable for your dreams and your goals. Does not have to only be about business. The free family and friends mastermind that I'm suggesting should be about your total life, your spiritual goals, your family goals, your financial goals, your health goals, your education goals, your personal development goals, your business or your career goals, the recreational, the civic, and or creative goals. So what we do is when we mastermind one individual with another or a group, for example, I'm in a group, there's 6 of us, and we've been together for over 20 years. You have a regular time to meet. We meet every Monday at 6 a.m. Eastern time, and we have individuals who travel the world. And so they're in different time zones. So we're in agreement, no matter where you are in the world, it's 6 a.m. Eastern time. And we come on a recorded line and we share our commitment of what we said the previous week, and it's tracked, it's documented. And this is again why I wrote this book, because there's an accompanying workbook with this where you can actually track your goals every single day if you choose, week if you choose, or month if you choose. So those are just some of the best practices. We do have an agenda that we follow, and we do have a code of ethics that we follow. We have accountability guidelines that we follow. And the reason why the International Mastermind Association was created was to hold the groups accountable to an association. I'm certified with the Napoleon Hill Foundation, almost 20 years now. And so we use the best practices that are espoused in the book and the principles of Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. I hope that's helpful.
Yes, thank you.
All right. And again, we'll put these details in the chat. And also, we're starting a WhatsApp group, and we'll make sure we put these files and documents in the chat so you can also access those resources. So thank you for your question. Anybody else before we prepare to wrap up? And we're here every Tuesday as best I can, and I try not to be in the air. And as you can see, even though I'm in my car, I don't want to have any excuses about why I cannot be here to share and answer questions about how to start and run a successful mastermind group, because I know what it's done in my life and in all of my businesses. And I think it's just really critically that important that we understand that we cannot hit a goal we don't set in writing. All right. Anybody else? Any questions?
So if you're starting a mastermind group,
Who's speaking?
this is Lakeisha
Thank you,
speaking.
Lakeisha.
If you're starting a mastermind group and you're saying you're only starting with one person, my understanding is that when you have the mastermind group, the entire thing is like a synergy that's created. And I'm not saying you can't get that from one person, but for me, myself, I guess I would have to figure out, or my question is, how to best decide who that one person is. Is that one person going to be someone who is going to stretch you a little bit in your thinking? So my problem overall is that within my network of close people, friends and family, I'm probably more advanced. So my reason for wanting to even start it's because I need to get with people who can help me to elevate, because I'm kind of stagnant, because you're only as good as, what is it they say, your closest 5 people that you're
Absolutely.
around, right?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I think that's an excellent question, Lakeisha. I'm glad you asked the question. What we do is we suggest like-minded and like-spirited. You should have both. Like-minded and like-spirited. And for you in the chat, we're going to add our Friday accountability. We do a Think and Grow Rich Friday accountability mastermind call every Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern. And what we're learning is exactly the concern you have. Lots of people have that concern. So what we're doing is we're creating a space and a place. For example, when we first started having this call, there were individuals who came on the call, expressed the exact same thing. They met each other, they met off this call, and they decided to mastermind with each other. And this is why you start with one person of like mind and like spirit. You want to have both. You don't want to just have somebody. I'll say myself, for example, I go to church. I attend church regularly. And so I can have somebody who's like spirited, but they're not like minded. They're not going to hold me accountable. Then I can have in my business world, I could have people who are like minded, but they're not like spirited. And so once you seek that which you seek, it is seeking you. So if you have a desire to find someone of like minded, like spirit, trust me, they are looking for you also. So we're going to encourage you to join us on the Friday Think and Grow Rich Friday Accountability Mastermind. We put the link in the chat. And at the end of this call, because everyone registered for the call, we'll send you all of these resources so that you can choose which one is best fit for you. And that's why we come here every Friday and every Saturday and every Tuesday. The Saturday is where we host a call. It's called the Think and Grow Rich Mastermind Live. We have guests that come in who've been masterminding or they're studying these principles. And this is another reason why, Lakeisha, we connect with like-minded people who are thinking and growing richer by studying these principles. That's another way we find each other like-minded, like-spirited. And then over time, we watch each other to see if they say they're going to do. Thank you, Portia. If you're going to do what they say they're going to, if they're going to do what you say they're going to do or not. Okay.
Right. Yes.
All right. And it doesn't take long to figure out the spirit of a person. It shows itself.
Yes.
Would you agree with that? Your gut would tell you not the right one, or your gut would say, you know what? Right one. Make sense?
It does.
Okay.
I think
We're not perfect, right?
Yes.
We're not perfect, but the spirit does not lie. We can lie on the spirit, but it won't lie. So
Absolutely.
hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully
Thank
that's
you.
helpful. You're welcome. All right. Any other questions before we plan to wrap up? All right. Not hearing any, we will send this information. And also, we will start a WhatsApp group and we'll invite all of you to the WhatsApp group. And that will allow us to be able to answer questions offline. Okay? All right. Thank you, Portia. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you on Friday during our Think and Grow Rich Friday Accountability Mastermind. All right. Thank you. Everybody have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.